Is at Nature's Toilet. Have a seat.
Alright folks, taking out the Pelican Kayak on its maiden voyage here on Monroe Reservoir, Indiana's largest lake. And as you see, it's flooded. Here to the left of me is a no parking anytime sign, and up there you'll see a stop sign. That is where typically your boat ramp is at. It's a beautiful day here in Indiana. We got a little bit of a late start, but I figured I'd do my best to take advantage of it. We're here out in the lake. We're going to head due east. To that direction is the Deam Wilderness. And with a little bit of luck, we're doing some kayak camping tonight. Hopefully the weather holds out for me. Seems to be a lot of fishermen out today. I mean, no surprise there, but I expected to see more paddlers. I think I see 2 others so far on the lake that are actually paddling. It's probably the most popular section of the Charles Deam Wilderness is an area known as the Peninsula. It has an 8-mile long peninsula trail to hike out and then camp by the lake. So this here is that peninsula. You can see where the water goes clear back in there, and all along up through here is the peninsula before the lake curves around to the other side of it. And I'm sure as we get closer you'll start seeing some colors on the lake shore of people's tents and hammock setups. This is the perfect weekend here in the Hoosier National Forest for hiking and camping. I am going to probably go around to the other side of the peninsula before I start looking for anywhere to pull off and potentially set up camp. Just about reached the tip of the peninsula. Tell you what, you don't realize how big this lake is until you have to start paddling through it. I think I may have found my camp spot. Well, here you go, folks. I'm out here in the Deam Wilderness, here in the Hoosier National Forest, Indiana, on the beautiful Monroe Lake. Just kayaked. Honestly, according to the map, probably not more than 3 miles, but it sure felt like more than that. I'm not positive on that mileage, but it's a big lake. And I got a late start today, so I didn't want to go too far anyway. I think I can live with this view for the night. And the old Pelican, this is a Pelican Intrepid 100X. It held up pretty well. Here in the back, I'll have to pull that out to remember the name, but that is a waterproof backpack, completely waterproof. Bought it specifically to be able to go kayak camping. And we've got a second kayak, which is an a Pelican Mustang, I want to say, which is kind of the new version of the Intrepid. I can't find the Intrepid anywhere anymore, but the Mustangs are out there, and it's almost the same. And we have one of those as well for when catfish goes with me. So just up the shoreline
when I pulled off here and was getting ready to set up camp. As I was exploring just a tad bit inward, I found a true campsite. Nice firing set up. Somebody's even chopped me some firewood here. It's probably wet, but still. I pulled off the right spot, I guess. Although I still may set up my tent right beside the water. It's so tempting. One nice thing about camping and kayaking in Indiana, you don't got to worry about alligators. You don't got to worry about bears. So I ended up putting up my tent a little bit further up the hill than I would have liked. I really wanted to be right on the edge of the water, and that would have been awesome. But I went ahead and looked up the rules for dispersed camping here at Deam Wilderness, and it says, except for designated sites, that you have to be a minimum of 100 feet away from all trailheads, from all ponds, and Monroe Lake. And technically, this is a designated campsite up here, about 100 feet probably from the lake. So I decided to play it safe, put my tent up here. I don't think it's quite 100 feet, but enough that nobody's going to question me, and I still have an awesome view of the lake. It's really, really peaceful out here when there's no motorized boats flying by. It's no tropical Florida, and it's not the mountains. It's some of the best that Indiana has to offer. Any hiking I do from that camp spot is all off-trail bushwhacking, because there are no trails to go down to this site. So I was just walking through the woods, checking things out, and it's kind of nice just to see nature, absolute nature, mostly untouched by man. Interesting formation here. It looks like a road bed or a creek bed. It's definitely not a creek bed. My guess is it was a road out to the end of the peninsula once upon a time, before this was made into a wilderness. Charles C. Deam Wilderness was designated a wilderness in 1982. So up until that point, there could have been old forest roads through here. I think I found one. Just listening to sounds of nature.
Gotta say, I almost didn't do this. Considered a few other places, but to get away from the storms, you're looking at a 6-hour drive, and I just wasn't up for that this weekend for whatever reason. So I was sitting home this morning, kind of bummed out, trying to figure out what to do, and finally decided, you know what? There's only a 50% chance for rain on Sunday here in Indiana. Let's go down to Bloomington, go do the Deam, maybe even throw the kayak on the car, and finally get some use out of it. And I gotta say, I finally went with that decision, obviously, and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it.
Look at there. I was just getting ready to pack it in and go to bed. It's almost 8:30 p.m. and the sun, as it's setting in the west, finally come out of the clouds. Been behind the clouds all day. Just in time to put some sun on the trees across the shore.
Well, folks, this has been an awesome trip. A little bit too short for my taste, honestly. I would love to stay and do some more exploring. But there's a threat of thunderstorms this afternoon. It's beautiful right now, but when you're going out on the water paddling, you kind of got to take that kind of stuff serious. Especially me, I'm not the greatest, I'm not that most experienced, honestly, especially in the rain. So, heading out, it's going to be a 4 to 5 mile paddle back. There's a lot more exploring to do here, and I'm just going to have to bring Catfish back with me.
Mentioned that that the lake was flooded. Maybe a little bit.